Good morning. My name is being live streamed on the MDTA Finance Committee webpage. All members will have their video active during the entirety of the meeting. To minimize background noise during the call, I would ask that everyone on the line please mute your phones except when speaking. I ask that those who are presenting or answering a question to please turn your video and audio on when speaking. When you are done, please turn your video off and put your audio on mute. There are no members of the public, no elected officials, and no media who have pre-registered to comment at this morning's meeting. This time we will begin with agenda item number 1, and that would be the approval of the open meeting minutes from February 9th, 2023. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. I have a motion. Is there a second? Okay, we have a motion from Member Carroll, second by Member Rosen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, this motion passes. The minutes are approved. Thank you, members. We will move on to agenda item number 2, contract number MT002-10626, the scrap rubber removal contract. And Paul is here. Hi, good morning, Paul.
Good morning, sir. How's everyone this morning?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine as well. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you for the opportunity just to speak with you all this morning. The purpose of me being here is to present scrap rubber services removal contract number MT002-10626 to the Finance Committee for contingent approval. The purpose of this contract is for the recycling of the MDTA's rubber materials. This could be rubber from tires that are generated from automotive services. This could be from scrap that are picked up on the roadways, either old traffic cones or debris from tires from blowouts along our highways. So we need a means to properly manage, recycle, and dispose of those materials. So that is the purpose of this contract today. All rubber materials, when they are generated, are placed on on-site location containers at our maintenance facilities and are removed accordingly. This contract was procured under an invitation for bid. We had 2 bids that were received. The recommended awardee is Austin Contracting, which is the lowest bidder and approved and provided the best value to the state. And also it should be noted that Austin is the current incumbent with a proven track record of providing these services for multiple years in the past to the MDTA. As this contract does exceed the delegated authority of the Transportation Authority, it will need to be presented at the Board of Public Works at the meeting scheduled for May 3rd of this year. So I'm here to obtain contingent recommendation for approval of the Finance Committee to present this contract for scrap rubber removal services to the full MDTA board at its next regularly scheduled meeting at the end of this month. And I'm available for any questions you may.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Very thorough explanation here. Are there any questions from any of the members?
Make a motion that we approve the contingent award to Austin Contracting.
Okay. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Member Ardinger, I'll second.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, if not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much, members. And Paul, thank you for the presentation.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Too. Okay, we will move on to last item on the agenda is an update pertaining to fiscal year 2024 Department of Legislative Services budget analysis. We have Chantel and Jeffrey are here for their presentation and to Go ahead. We'll go from there. Good morning. Good morning, Jeffrey. Good morning.
Good morning. I think you're on
Chantel.
mute, Chantel.
Thanks, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. For the record, I am Chantel Green, Director of Finance here at the Authority, and I am joined today by Jeffrey Brown, who's the agency's budget director. As in the past, Jeff and I will jointly provide the committee with a high-level overview of our most recent budget hearings. Just as a reminder, for portions of the presentation, we will be toggling back and forth between the first attachment, which is the Department of Legislative Services, DLS, budget analysis document, and the second attachment, which is the agency's responses to the DLS analysis. Of course, as always, we'll do our best to direct you to the appropriate page numbers of the PDF document as we move along. And with that, I will turn it on over to Jeff to get us started.
Hey, thanks, Chantel. Good morning again. For the record, I'm Jeffrey Brown, Budget Director for the MDTA. And starting with the Finance Committee materials, I believe it's page 15, which is the first page of the DLS analysis. This shows what we were presenting to DLS, and it shows the budget increase of about 2.3% to $537.1 million. That may look different from what you're used to seeing because that does include debt service in that number, so that's why that may look slightly different. Then moving on, the next page 16, shows the fiscal 2024 budget, or the capital budget, which had a $93.5 million increase, or 17.5% to $627.9 million. And again, that's the capital program budget that was presented. And then at this point, I'm turning it right back over to Chantel.
Okay. Turning to the next page of your PDF document, it shows some key observations that we'll touch on later in the analysis. And then you'll note that there were no recommended actions by the Department of Legislative Services. So I'd now like to direct you to page 19 of your PDF document. This is the first thing that we were asked to comment on in the DLS budget analysis document. As part of this write-up, DLS commented on our Easy Pass penetration rate and asked that we discuss AET challenges during fiscal year 2022 and efforts to prioritize the processing of the Easy Pass and video tolls while working through the backlog. In our response, which is on page 50 of the PDF document, we note that in fiscal year 2021, as part of the agency's strategy to address the pandemic backlog of unprocessed transactions, the authority emphasized processing home and away Easy Pass transactions. Naturally, this led to a temporary artificial increase in the fiscal year 2021 Easy Pass penetration collection rate, whereas in fiscal year 2022, the authority focused on processing and collecting delayed notices of toll due mailings, which led to a reduction in the Easy Pass penetration rate. Going forward, we know that the authority anticipates a relatively flat Easy Pass collection rate of approximately 86% of transactions. Now I will turn it back over to Jeff to go over the next couple of pages of the DLS analysis document.
Okay, thanks, Chantel. Again, I'd move forward to, in your committee materials, it would be page 20, which shows the budget changes and is the where it goes analysis that was provided to DLS. The key takeaways on page 20 are, as we see the big increase was personnel expenses, and that's due to 4.5% COLA for all, plus the 5% for the police, and plus any step increases. So that accounts for most of the variances there. The next big variances are in engineering and in roadway maintenance. Engineering was really catching up of a lot of deferred spending and plus the inflation of contractual rates. Same thing for roadway maintenance, which was the catching up from deferred levels, which explained the increase in the budget. And then the large decrease variance was Easy Pass, where we eliminated the backlog and reduced contractual personnel expenses. Moving forward to the next page, page 21, additional where it goes, showing the bond payments and interest changes. Really the big variance on this page is the motor vehicles reduction, and that's because of the completion of or expected completion of purchase of police vehicles in fiscal year 2023. That concludes my section. If there's not any questions, I'm turning it back over to Chantel.
Thank you, Jeff. The next several pages of the DLS analysis provide an overview of the authority's financial forecast and non-recourse debt issuances. I'd now like to direct your attention to page 27 of your PDF document. In this particular section, DLS notes our current vacancy rate, some of the challenges associated with filling vacant positions, and the authority's efforts to fill vacancies and retain employees. At the bottom of page 28 of your PDF document, DLS asks that we comment on our vacancy rate and discuss how long-term vacancies have impacted our operations. We were also asked to discuss the rationale for extending the hiring freeze and strategies to reduce the vacancy rate. If you now turn to page 51 of your PDF document, we begin our response by noting that, like many other state agencies and businesses, the authority was not immune from staffing shortages and retention challenges that stem from the COVID-19 pandemic. The high vacancy rate has resulted in additional employee overtime and compensatory leave. And while the benefits associated with overtime and compensatory leave are often appreciated by staff, it can lead to employee fatigue and retention issues. Because the authority is a self-funded agency, we were faced with challenges not encountered by many other state agencies that have access to alternative funding sources. To help mitigate the impact of a nearly $375 million reduction in reduced revenues from the temporary decline in toll traffic during the pandemic, the authority implemented a hiring freeze. While this action was no different than every other state agency, because of the MDTA's independent and unique financial structure, the authority found it necessary to extend the hiring freeze beyond the state-mandated timeframe to further constrain costs in order to maintain operations, comply with legal standards and operating policies, as well as preserve our toll revenue bond credit ratings. While extending the hiring freeze was a challenging decision, this action, in conjunction with other mitigating actions, such as reducing the capital budget, delaying capital projects, and pursuing innovative financing options, were viewed as a much better alternative than long-term permanent actions. Throughout the duration of the hiring freeze, sworn personnel were excluded from the hiring freeze, and exceptions were granted for critical civilian positions on a case-by-case basis. As the board is aware, the authority has deployed multiple practical and creative solutions to help reduce the vacancy rate and retain employees, such as prioritizing human resources vacancies, increasing outreach, particularly digital outreach and promotions, and creating a mentorship program to support new employees. The authority continuously seeks out ways to enhance its hiring practices and to fill vacant positions as quickly as possible. So now I'll turn to the issues. The first of the two issues that we were asked to comment on begins on page 34 of your PDF document. DLS begins by discussing our various financial metrics and notes that we are projected to reach our debt service coverage minimum in fiscal year 2028. DLS requests that we comment on our strategies to mitigate projected fiscal challenges, including a potential toll increase. If you'll turn to page 53 of your PDF document, in our response, we indicate that the timing of a toll increase is dependent on many factors that impact the authority's financial standards, such as inflationary pressures, deferred maintenance policies, toll revenue attainment, mandated operating budget increases, and debt issuance costs and timing. While in the past, the authority has been able to strategically constrain expenses to manage its financial standards and the timing of a toll increase, construction market volatility and rising inflationary pressures may make it difficult for the authority to defer maintenance in order to constrain the budget while also maintaining its facilities in a state of good repair as required under the trust agreement with bondholders. We conclude our remarks by noting that the agency will continue to monitor its financial position and in consultation with our financial advisors and this board will take the necessary actions to meet our financial obligations. The second issue, which we were asked to comment on, begins on page 36 of the PDF document. In short, the analysis provides an overview of the customer assistance plan. I need to back up. The second issue, which we were not asked to comment on, begins on page 36 of the PDF document. In short, the analysis provides an overview of the customer assistance plan, the call center volume, as well as wait times, as well as customer reimbursements for civil penalties paid in error during the customer assistance plan. The final issue, which we were asked to comment on, is on page 40 of your PDF document. Here, DLS provides a brief overview of the Op Lanes Maryland project and asks that we comment on the future of the project and when a decision will be made regarding the future of the project. The authority notes on page 54 of the PDF document that this project will be viewed under the same lenses of social equity, environmental protection, and local participation as all other transportation projects. The authority and MDOT will continue to work together as partners and will also work with other local stakeholders toward a solution for congestion in the Washington suburbs along portions of the I-495 and I-270 corridor, as well as addressing maintenance and safety on the American Legion Bridge in a way that meets the needs of Marylanders. So this concludes my remarks. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Will and Deb to see if they have anything else to add.
Thank you, Chantel.
This is Deb. No, I don't have anything else to add. I think yourself and Jeffrey did an excellent job with presenting this item.
The only thing I'd like to add is just to thank the team for their continued work on this. These DLS meetings, just every year, it kind of works out the same way that we often get the comments near weekend periods, and we end up having meetings on Saturdays and a lot of back and forth to try to come up with the final responses and to prepare for the actual hearings. And all of the finance team and really government relations, everybody who provides input, but especially Chantel, just does a really phenomenal job getting this all ready for us. And I think the secretary attended the hearings, and we did a great job. He let us know that. We addressed all of the committee members' questions thoroughly, and were well prepared for every question that they asked, because there were some questions that were not directly related to the DLS analysis that we were able to respond to as well. So just did a great job, and just wanted to say hats off and thank you to the team. And I think, frankly, a lot of the responses speak for themselves. Some of them, like as an example, the Easy Pass penetration rate questions, we had actually addressed last year to kind of prepare them that would be coming. So I think our level of transparency and clarity in our responses year to year helps us, so that it makes it easier for us to respond each year. So just want to thank them again for the great work that they did.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Will and Deb, for your comments. I also agree with what has been said here. Your comments, Will, and Deb's comments. Excellent job, Chantel and Jeff and the entire team. I know it took a lot of hard work, a lot of time, and some personal time probably, but thank you very much for formulating the response. It's well done. Are there any questions or any comments from any of the members?
So I just have one quick question related to the response for the Op Lanes Maryland. Just wanted to confirm, is it clear to the legislators what MDTA's role or lack thereof is in this project, since MDOT's really taking the lead on that project?
Yeah, I'll take that one, Chantel. MDOT actually prepared this response. While MDTA got it, and we are a partner in the overall project with MDOT, they prepared the response for us. We delivered it, but we did. The secretary has made it clear multiple times through the discussions that our role is really related to the tolling aspects of the program, and not the overall future of the project. That's sort of beyond the purview of MDTA.
Thanks, Will.
Member Carroll, you have any questions? Okay. Member Ardinger, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Again, thank you all very much. We appreciate the presentation today and all the work that went behind it. So thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, that is everything on the agenda. So next thing we have to do here is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We stand adjourned. Thank you all very much for